The sky was blue when the sun rose that morning. Clouds drifted slowly over the green hills. Birds flew low over the wheat fields. Everything looked peaceful in the small village where Milo lived. He woke up early, as always, to help his father in the field. His hands were rough from work, but his eyes were always full of wonder. He liked to look at the sky while resting between chores. He often dreamed of stars and distant planets. But this morning was different. Just before noon, the wind changed. It grew still and quiet. Even the birds stopped singing. A low sound came from the sky, soft at first, like a hum. It grew louder and louder until the ground began to shake. Milo looked up and saw a dark shape moving across the clouds. It was large, smooth, and silent now. The ship floated like a silver stone without wings or engines. The villagers came out of their homes. They stood together in the field, staring at the sky. No one spoke. Children held their mothers' hands. Old men took off their hats. Milo stood among them, feeling a strange pull in his chest. He didn't feel fear. He felt something else. The ship slowly lowered into the wheat field at the edge of the village. The plants bent under its weight, but nothing caught fire and nothing broke. The ship landed with care, as if it respected the ground. A long ramp slid down from its side. The people waited, holding their breath. Then she appeared. She walked down the ramp with grace. Her feet barely made a sound. She was tall, taller than any human. Her skin was silver with a soft glow, and her eyes were bright like the morning star. She wore no crown, but everyone knew she was a queen. Her presence was calm, but strong. Milo had never seen anything like her. The alien queen stopped at the bottom of the ramp. She looked over the crowd, silent and still. Her eyes moved from face to face, searching for something. Then they stopped. "On Milo!" She stepped forward. People moved aside without speaking. The queen walked straight to him. Milo stood frozen. He felt like the world had stopped spinning. Her eyes met his. They held no anger, no fear, only deep thought, like someone who had lived 1,000 years. She reached out her hand. "You," she said softly in a voice that sounded like music. "Come with me." Milo didn't move. He looked around. His father was behind him, confused. His mother looked worried. But the queen said nothing more. She didn't ask twice. She gently took his hand. The crowd gasped, but no one stopped her. Her hand was warm and smooth. Milo looked up at her. He wanted to ask why. He wanted to know what she saw in him. But his voice did not come. He could only walk as she led him up the ramp. The ship's doors closed behind them. Inside, the ship was quiet. Lights glowed from the walls. The air smelled like flowers and metal. The queen led him down a long hallway. Milo's heart beat fast, but he still felt no fear, only questions. Finally, they entered a round room filled with soft light. The walls were glass, showing the village outside. From here, it looked small. The people were still standing in the field, looking at the ship. The queen let go of his hand and turned to face him. "My name is Vera," she said. "I am the queen of the Solari." Milo nodded slowly. He had never heard of the Solari. "I have come with a warning," she said. Her voice was calm, but serious. "Your planet is in danger. Not from war, not from sickness, from judgment." Milo frowned. "What kind of judgment?" Vera looked out the glass wall. "Long ago, we watched your world from far away. We studied your history, your choices, your heart. Some believe your people are too dangerous to continue." Milo stepped forward. "We're not perfect, but we're not evil." She looked at him again. "I know. That is why I came in peace. That is why I chose you." "Me?" Milo asked, confused. "I'm just a farm boy." Vera gave a small smile. Sometimes the smallest voice carries the most truth. Milo didn't know what to say. He had never spoken to a queen. He had never thought the sky would open and a ship would land, and someone from another world would choose him for anything. Vera continued, "You must leave this planet. If you do, you will live. You may carry the story of your people with you. If you stay, you will be caught in what comes next." Milo took a step back. "So that's it? You came here to take me away?" She looked at him, quiet for a moment. "I came to give you a choice." Milo looked at her hand again. It was still open toward him. He looked at the village through the glass wall. The people were still there, waiting, watching. His mother, his father, his friends, his home. "I can't just leave," he said. "This is my world." Vera didn't speak, but she didn't let go of his hand either. The room stayed silent as the stars began to appear in the sky above the hills. The ship rose gently into the sky. The fields below became small patches of gold and green. Clouds floated by the windows as if they were standing still. Inside the ship, everything was quiet. Only the soft hum of energy moved through the air, like a breeze. Milo sat on a long silver bench, looking out at the world he had always known. His village, the hills, the river, all of it slowly fading from view. He had not said goodbye. He had not packed a single thing. One moment he was helping his father in the field, and now he was inside a ship with someone who called herself a queen from another world. Across the room stood Queen Vera. She did not speak yet. She looked at a floating screen in front of her, watching symbols and stars move across it. Her face was calm, but her eyes held something deeper, something heavy. Milo looked at her. "Where are we going?" Vera turned to him. "Not far, just above your sky. There is a place where time moves more slowly. I want to show you something." He wanted to ask more questions, but she raised her hand. "I will explain. But first, come with me." She walked to a round doorway. It opened without sound. Milo followed her into a wide hallway lit with soft blue light. The walls seemed to glow on their own. Strange plants grew in small glass boxes, each one different in color and shape. Some looked like floating feathers. Others pulsed like they were breathing. They reached a large circular room. In the center stood a tall glass tower filled with light. Around it, the floor showed images, not just pictures but moving scenes. Cities rose and fell, stars were born, planets turned dark. "This is the memory hall," Vera said. "It holds the truth of many worlds. My people call it the Eye of Time." Milo stepped forward. The floor changed under his feet. He saw a green planet covered in forests. He saw it become a desert. Then he saw another world, full of water, with shining towers. It too changed. The towers fell. The water turned black. "What is this?" he asked softly. Vera spoke behind him. "These are places we have seen, watched. Some grew wise, others grew proud, and some were lost." Milo turned to her. "Why are you showing me this?" She walked beside him. "Because your world is on the edge. Some in our council believe your people are close to destroying themselves. They fear what humans may become." "But we're not all bad," Milo said. "Yes, we make mistakes, but we also love, we care, we help each other. Doesn't that matter?" Vera looked at him. Her silver eyes were gentle. "It matters to me. That is why I am here." Milo felt his chest grow tight. "So others want to destroy Earth?" Vera nodded. "Not with fire, not with war. They wish to silence it, quietly, so it does not spread." Milo frowned. "Spread what?" She looked into the tower of light. "Your spirit, your fire, your will to rise even when broken. It is a beautiful thing, but it also frightens those who have seen what fire can do. Milo stepped back. You make it sound like we're a disease. Vera shook her head. No, you are a storm. Some storms bring life, others bring ruin. The ones who judge your world do not wish to take that chance. Milo's voice rose a little. Then they're wrong. Vera did not answer. She touched the glass tower, and the room changed. Milo saw Earth now. He saw cities glowing in the night. He saw forests breathing. He saw people laughing, working, hugging each other. Then the light dimmed. The cities cracked. The trees fell. People turned, away from each other. He stepped forward. Is this the future? It is one of many paths, Vera said. I cannot see which one is true, but others believe this is the most likely. Milo clenched his fists. So you came to take me away? To save one person? Vera looked at him. I came to see. I came to understand. He looked up at her. And what do you believe now? She did not speak for a moment. Then she said, I believe you deserve a chance, but I cannot stop what is already in motion. Milo stepped closer. Then help me. Let me speak to the ones who decide. Let me show them who we are. You are only one voice, she said gently. Then let them hear it, he replied. Vera looked at him for a long time. Then she walked to a control panel. The lights in the room changed again. A soft bell echoed through the ship. We are near the edge of your world's sky, she said. Come. There is one more thing I must show you. They walked to another room. This one had a wide window that curved across the ceiling. Through it, Milo could see stars shining bright. And just below the earth, blue, round, and glowing with light. He stared at it in silence. Vera stood beside him. Your world is young. It is still learning. My people were once like yours, full of dreams and mistakes. We rose high, but we forgot what it meant to feel. Milo looked up at her. Then maybe you need us just as much as we need you. She said nothing, but her eyes were soft. He turned back to the window. If I leave now, I'm just running away. I won't do that. Vera looked down at his hand. It was still near hers. I told you to leave, she said, but I didn't let go of your hand. Milo smiled a little. Why not? She looked out at Earth. Because I think I still want to believe. They stood in silence as the stars watched from above. Milo sat alone in a quiet room inside the ship. The walls glowed with a soft golden light. The floor was smooth and warm. A small table in front of him held a glass of clear water and a plate of fruit. He did not touch either. His mind was busy, too full for food. He kept thinking about Earth, his village, his parents, the people he had known his whole life. Everything had changed in just one day. Now he was on a ship high above the world, next to a queen who spoke of danger and judgment. He still did not fully understand why she had chosen him. The door slid open without sound. Vera stepped into the room. She moved like water, slow and smooth. Her silver eyes looked kind but serious. You have not eaten, she said. Milo shook his head. I'm not hungry. Vera walked over and sat across from him. She folded her hands on her lap. For a moment, they both sat in silence. Then she said, Would you like to know the story of my people? Milo looked up. Yes. She touched the table, and a soft light rose between them. It turned into a moving image. Stars spun across the space, like snow. A blue planet appeared, round and bright. This was our home, she said. Long ago, we were like your people. We had dreams. We built cities. We reached for the sky. The image showed towers rising, machines flying, people walking through glowing streets. But we also had pride, she said. We wanted more, faster, stronger. We made things we could not control. We forgot to listen to each other. We forgot to care. The planet began to change. Bright towers fell. Fire spread across lands. The sky turned red. Milo watched in silence. Our world burned, she said. We lost half our people in a single cycle. The rest scattered to the stars. The fire faded. Ships rose from the broken planet. They flew far into space, searching for a place to begin again. We learned, Vera continued. We became careful. We built a council to watch other worlds, to guide, to warn, and if needed, to stop a danger before it could spread. Thaimai, light faded. The table returned to normal. Milo looked at her. You think Earth will end up the same? Vera nodded slowly. Some believe your world is on the same path. They see your wars, your hunger for power, your machines. They believe fire will follow. But we're not your people, Milo said. We still help each other. We still dream. Yes, she replied. And that is why I brought you here. Milo leaned forward. Then let me show them who we really are. Vera looked at him. You cannot speak to the council yet. First, you must face the trial. Milo frowned. What is that? It is not a test of strength, she said. It is a window, a way to see what lives inside you, how you think, what you feel. If you pass, they may listen. Milo stood up. Then I'll do it. Vera nodded. Follow me. They walked through a long hallway. The walls showed images of stars and planets. Strange symbols moved along the edges. At the end of the hallway stood a tall door made of glass. It opened when Vera touched it. Inside was a round room with no furniture. Only a single beam of light from the ceiling. This room will read your thoughts, she said. It will create your fears, your hopes, your choices. You will face them alone. But nothing can harm your body. Milo stepped forward. How long does it take? Vera looked at him. Time is different here. To you it may feel like hours. To me, only minutes. Do not forget what you are. I'm ready, he said. She looked at him one more time. Then go. I will be waiting. Milo stepped into the light. The room changed in an instant. He was no longer inside the ship. He stood in the middle of his village. But something was wrong. The sky was black. The air was thick. Fires burned on the hills. People ran through the streets calling out for help. He ran to his house. It was broken. His parents were inside, trying to hold up a wall. Milo, his mother cried. We need help. He ran forward, but as he touched the wall, it vanished. The village changed again. Now he stood in a tall city made of glass. People in strange clothes walked past him. They looked like humans, but their eyes were cold. They did not speak. Machines flew above. A screen showed a picture of Earth with red marks across it. A voice said, Earth is no more. Milo shouted, No, that's not true. The scene faded. Now he stood in front of a mirror. His face was older. His clothes were dark. He looked tired. You left them, a voice said behind him. He turned. It was Vera, but her face looked different, sad. You chose yourself, she said, and Earth died. Milo shook his head. No, I didn't leave. The mirror broke. He fell to his knees in a white space. There was no sound, no air, just him. Then a small voice spoke. I believe in you. Milo opened his eyes. He was back in the room. The light faded. The floor returned. Vera stood at the door. He stood slowly. His heart was still heavy. His hands shook. She walked to him. You passed. Milo looked at her. I saw everything, all the pain, all the fear. I didn't know it was inside me. Vera placed a hand on his shoulder. That is why you passed. You faced it. Milo nodded. She looked into his eyes. Now the council must hear your voice. Milo stood beside Queen Vera in a small room near the center of the ship. The walls were now quiet and plain. No lights moved across them, no glowing plants, no stars, just stillness. This was the resting room after the trial. His clothes were damp from sweat. His hands still trembled, but his eyes were steady now. Something inside him had changed. The boy who once stared at the stars for fun was now looking at them with purpose. Vera walked to a round table and poured a drink from a silver container. She handed it to Milo. "Drink. It will help calm your mind." He took a sip. The liquid was cool and sweet, like water mixed with fruit. His body slowly began to relax. Vera sat across from him. Her silver eyes looked softer now, less distant than before. "You were inside the trial for less than 5 minutes," she said. "But your mind lived through many hours." Milo nodded. "It felt real. I saw my family. I saw Earth burning. I saw myself grow cold." "That is the purpose," she said. "The trial reflects your deepest fears. It does not lie. It does not pretend. It shows what may come, not what must come." Milo looked at her. "Do all people take this test?" "No," she answered. "Only those who ask to change something bigger than themselves." He placed the cup down. "And now I wait for the council." Vera stood. "No. Now we prepare." She led him down another long hallway. This one was different from the others. It was darker and lined with small blue stones that glowed softly under their feet. The air here felt heavier. "What is this place?" Milo asked. "The Hall of Reflection," Vera replied. "Before someone speaks to the council, they must walk through their history. It helps remind them who they are." They stopped in front of a tall door. Vera pressed her hand against it. The door opened with a low hum. Inside was a wide chamber with mirrors on both sides. But these mirrors did not show only Milo's face. As he stepped closer, he saw images moving across the glass. One mirror showed his childhood, running through fields, laughing, chasing birds. Another showed the day he helped a lost traveler in the village, offering water and shelter. Another showed the time he stood up to a group of older boys who were hurting a smaller child. Even though Milo got hurt, he did not back down. All these moments returned to him now, things he had forgotten, small acts, quiet choices, yet now they stood before him like bright stars. He looked at Vera. "Why are you showing me this?" "To remind you," she said, "that you are not just one voice. You are many moments. The council listens to proof, not just words." Milo nodded. Vera led him to the end of the hall where another mirror stood. This one was black. No image moved on it. "This mirror shows what you may become," she said. "It does not decide your future, but it reflects your possible path." Milo looked into it. At first, he saw nothing. Then slowly, an image appeared. He saw himself standing before the Solari Council. His clothes were simple, but his voice was strong. He spoke, and the room listened. Then the image faded. "That is only one path," Vera said. "You must shape it." They left the chamber and entered a smaller room with a clear window showing the stars. Vera looked out. "The council meets in 3 days. We will travel to their station, but they may not allow you to speak unless they are moved." Milo turned to her. "Then we need to move them." She gave a small smile. "There is something else," she said. "The council has already sent a message to their fleets. If they vote against Earth, the order will go out quickly. We will not have much time." Milo felt his chest tighten. "So this isn't just a talk. This is a race." "Yes," Vera said. "A race between belief and fear." They stood in silence. Then Milo asked, "Why did you choose me?" Vera turned to him slowly. "When I saw you in the crowd, you did not step back. You did not hide. You looked up at the ship with wonder. Not hate. That is rare. She walked closer. But the real reason, she said, is because when I touched your hand, I felt something. A steady heart. A will to stand even when afraid. Milo looked down at his hand. I'm just one person, he whispered. You are one person who did not run, she replied. They returned to the main deck. The ship was already turning toward the stars. A soft voice spoke from the walls. Destination, Solari High Council Station. Time to arrival, 18 hours. Milo looked at Earth through the window. It was quiet and beautiful. Lights blinked on its surface like tiny dreams. He made a promise to himself. I will speak. I will not let fear decide our future. Vera stood beside him. You have already taken the first step, she said. He turned to her. And what will you do? I will stand beside you, she replied. Even if it means standing against my own people, he held her gaze. Then we stand together. The stars outside grew brighter as the ship moved faster. A new path was opening ahead, not just in space, but in hearts and minds. And though the road was full of risk, Milo no longer felt small. He felt ready. The Solari ship moved through space like a quiet bird. Stars passed by the windows, bright and endless. Inside the ship, Milo stood near the large viewing glass. He watched as a dark shape appeared ahead, a massive station floating in the middle of deep space. It was the Solari High Council Station. The station looked like a shining ring with tall towers on its edges. Lights moved along its surface. Smaller ships flew in and out of it. Milo had never seen anything so large. He felt like a small grain of sand next to it. Queen Vera stood beside him. Her face was calm, but her eyes were sharper than before. We will arrive soon, she said. The council is already in session. Do they know I'm coming? Milo asked. They know, Vera replied. But they do not know you passed the trial. That changes things. Milo nodded. His hands were tight at his sides. He took a deep breath and tried to stay steady. A soft voice filled the air. Docking in 5 minutes. Clearance granted by Council Guard. The ship slowed down. It moved into a wide gate on the side of the station. Lights turned green, guiding the ship forward. A small click was heard as the ship connected to the station. Vera touched Milo's shoulder. Stay close. Speak only when asked. Watch the faces of the council. If you speak from your heart, they will hear you. Milo followed her as the door opened. A group of guards waited outside. Their armor was silver and smooth. They bowed to Vera but did not speak. She walked forward without fear. Milo followed her through the quiet halls of the station. The council chamber was a wide circle. 12 high chairs stood in a ring, each holding a Solari elder. Behind them, long banners showed the signs of each Solari house. A soft blue light filled the room. In the center was a small platform. Vera walked to the center and bowed. Milo did the same. A voice echoed across the chamber. Queen Vera, you stand before us after breaking ancient order. You brought a human aboard your ship without council permission. Do you deny this? I do not deny, Vera said. I chose him. Why? Because I believe there is still hope in their kind. Another voice spoke. You believe, but belief is not enough. Earth is marked for silence. The vote has been cast. This meeting is only for closing words. Vera stood tall. Then let my voice be the last before you act. A long pause followed. Then the lead elder said, Speak. Vera stepped aside. Milo stepped forward. His heart beat fast, but he looked into the eyes of the elders. They were calm, wise, but distant. My name is Milo. I come from a small village. I am not a leader. I am not a hero. But I speak for the people who grow food, who teach children, who build homes. I speak for the kind ones, the ones who stay behind to help when others run. One elder raised a hand. You speak well, human, but your world is full of war, full of greed. Your people poison your air and fight for power. Milo nodded. Yes, those things are true. But they are not all we are. We also heal. We also forgive. We rise after we fall. You see our fire. But fire can cook food. It can give warmth. It can also light the way. The chamber was silent. Another elder leaned forward. What proof do you bring? Milo pointed to Vera. She saw it in me. Not because I am special, but because I carry the heart of many. My people are still learning. You cannot stop a child from walking just because he stumbles. A soft sound spread through the room. It was not anger. It was thought. Then a loud alarm echoed through the station. A red light flashed across the chamber walls. Vera turned quickly. What is this? A voice answered from the wall. Fleet Alpha has moved. They have left their station. Their path is Earth. Milo's eyes widened. What does that mean? They are not waiting for the final vote, Vera said. Someone has sent the order early. The lead elder stood. No such command was given. Who did this? Another voice came. Through. High General Telos has taken control. He says waiting is too risky. Milo turned to Vera. Can we stop them? Vera's face turned cold. If they reach Earth, they will not speak. They will act. She turned to the council. I ask for command of my ship. I will reach them before they arrive. The council was silent. Then the lead elder spoke. You may go, but we do not promise. They will listen. Vera took Milo's hand. Then I will make them listen. They ran through the halls back to the ship. The station lights turned red as alarms continued to sound. Inside the ship, the engines came to life. Target fleet detected. Distance, 9 hours. Milo sat in the front seat. We can catch them? Yes, Vera said. If we move now. The ship flew out of the station faster than before. Stars stretched past the window. Vera opened. A panel. She spoke into a small device. This is Queen Vera. You move without permission. Stop your fleet, a sharp voice replied. You no longer command, Vera. The council moves too slow. We act now. Vera turned off the call. They will not stop. Milo looked at her. Then we have to get in front of them. Vera nodded. Then, we rise higher, faster, for Earth. The stars ahead began to change. A small light appeared far away. It was Earth, still shining, still waiting. The ship moved through space faster than Milo had ever seen. Stars stretched into long lines outside the window. The engine hummed with power. The silence in the cockpit was deep, only broken by soft beeps from the control panels. Milo sat tense, in his seat. His eyes did not leave the screen showing the distant dot of Earth. It was small now, but growing larger with every second. Vera worked at the controls. Her fingers moved quickly but calmly. Her face was serious, her silver eyes fixed ahead. We are closing in on Fleet Alpha, she said. If we keep this speed, we will reach them in 4 hours. Milo nodded but felt the weight of the moment. 4 hours was not long. Much could still go wrong. Suddenly, a red light flashed on the screen. A loud beep sounded. Warning, Vera said. Fleet Alpha has detected us. The screen showed several ships turning toward them, small but armed. They moved fast. Milo swallowed hard. They want to fight. Vera looked at him. We do not want war, but we must be ready. She touched a panel and a shield hummed around their ship. Milo watched the energy wave form, a bright bubble glowing softly. Do you know how to use the weapons? She asked. No, Milo admitted. Then stay calm. I will handle this. The ships moved closer. Milo could see small lights blinking. On their sides, weapons ready. The first ship fired a bright beam. The shield held. The ship shook slightly but stayed steady. Vera fired back. The light from their weapon hit the enemy ship and it turned away. More ships attacked. The battle had begun. Milo gripped his seat as the ship twisted and turned. He felt every movement, every vibration, but Vera's hands never wavered. She moved like a dancer, smooth and precise. After a long fight, the enemy ships began to retreat. One by one, they turned and fled into the darkness of space. Vera let out a breath. They will not stop easily, but we slowed them. Milo looked at her with new respect. "You are strong," he said. She smiled slightly. "So are you." The ship continued toward Fleet Alpha. The stars grew brighter outside. Suddenly, the screen changed. A new message appeared. "Hi, General. Telos demands your immediate surrender." Vera pressed a button. "Reply, we seek peace. Stop your fleet." No answer came. Milo stood up. "Can we talk to the General directly?" Vera nodded. She opened a channel. The screen showed a tall figure, in dark armor. His face was hard and cold. "You cannot stop us," Telos said. "The Council is weak. Earth must be silenced." "We do not want silence," Vera replied. "We want understanding." Telos laughed. "Understanding comes after power. You are too late." The screen went dark. Milo clenched his fists. "We have to try something else." Vera looked at him. "What do you suggest?" Milo took a deep breath. "I will speak to the fleet." "Not as a soldier, but as a human." Vera's eyes widened. "That is risky." "I have to try," Milo said. She nodded slowly. "Very well. I will lower the shields. But if this fails, we must be ready to defend ourselves." The shields went down. Milo stepped forward. He opened the ship's main communication channel. "My name is Milo. I am from Earth. I know you fear my people. But please listen. We want peace. We want to learn. We want to change." His voice was steady but full of hope. The fleet was silent. Then a voice came through. A young pilot. "Why should we believe you? Your world is full of war," Milo replied. "Because I have seen both, the worst and the best, and I choose to stand with the best." The voice was quiet for a moment. "Then show us," the pilot said. Milo looked at Vera. "I will," he said. The ship's doors opened slowly. Outside was the vastness of space. Milo stepped out onto a small platform connected to the ship. He felt the weight of the stars around him. The fleet watched in silence. He raised his hand. "I come in peace," he said. "I want to share our stories, our hopes, and our future." A pilot's ship moved closer. A single figure stepped out. He was young, his face tired but curious. "I am Jaran," he said. "I have heard your words, but words are not enough. Actions speak louder." Milo nodded. "I understand, and I will prove it." Jaran looked at him for a long moment. Then he smiled. "Then let us talk." The fleet lowered their weapons. Vera watched from inside the ship, her eyes shining. Milo knew this was only the beginning, but it was the first step. The stars around them felt closer now, not cold, but alive. Together they would find a new path, a path of hope. The small platform between the ships felt quiet and still. Milo stood facing Jaran. The young pilot's eyes searched his face. Around them, the fleet's ships stayed silent, weapons lowered but ready. Milo took a deep breath. "I know it will take time," he said, "but we want to change. We want to be better, not just for ourselves but for others." Jaran nodded slowly. "Your words are strong, but we need proof." "I will help," Milo said. "I will take you to Earth. You will see my people. You will meet those who work for peace, who build, who care for the land and each other." Jaran looked out at the stars, then back to Milo. "Very well, we will follow you." Milo felt a hope grow inside him. It was fragile, but real. Back inside the ship, Vera watched the exchange. She smiled at Milo and said, "You have done well. Your courage has opened a door." Milo looked at her, feeling the weight of what they had started. The ship moved forward, away from the fleet and toward Earth. The fleet followed behind, careful but curious. As the blue planet grew larger in the window, Milo's heart beat fast. He thought of his village, his family, and all the people who hoped for peace. The fleet ships formed a circle around the planet, a quiet guard. The Solari pilots looked down at Earth with new eyes. When the ship landed near Milo's village, many people gathered. They looked up at the strange ships with fear and wonder. But when they saw Milo step out with the alien queen, their fear began to change. Jaran and other pilots walked among the people. They listened to stories and shared their own. They saw farmers working the land, children playing, teachers teaching. They saw kindness in small acts. Days passed, and the fleet began to change. They learned that Earth was more than what their leaders had said. It was alive, full of hope and struggle, but also great kindness. One evening, under a sky full of stars, Milo stood with Vera and Jaran. "We have much to do," Milo said. "But today is a start." Vera nodded. "The council will listen if the fleet returns with this truth." Jaran smiled. "We will carry your story back, not as enemies, but as allies." Milo looked at Earth one last time before boarding the ship. Felt the weight of a future that was no longer set in stone. The ships lifted off together, flying back to the stars. In the council chamber, the elders watched as the fleet returned. They saw the change in their eyes, the softening of their faces. The lead elder spoke, "Perhaps we judged too quickly. Perhaps hope is stronger than fear." Queen Vera stepped forward. "We ask for peace, for a new beginning." The council debated. But the voices of the fleet and the stories of Earth could not be ignored. At last the vote was clear. Earth would be spared. The Solari would watch, learn, and help where they could. Milo stood beside Vera as the news came. He felt the quiet power of one voice, joined by many. He looked at the stars, knowing this was only the beginning. Together they had changed the future. Together they had found hope.